Hello, everyone. Hope you all are having a great day. We're going to do something new. I haven't tried it before. I'm going to be working on here. I'm going to be showing you what I do sometimes on my free time. Today it's going to be more of a Google Sheets related live stream, but it's more of what I do. Okay. I'm just going to mute Andrew. I'm just going to test. Don't forget to have your quality at 1080p, friends. And if you have a question, I've got the live chat open. I'm actually going to have to pop it in right now. I should have studio open, but that's fine. What's up, guys? You should be able to see everything now. Or is what I know. But yeah, you're gonna see me work. So join me. I don't have any music playing, so if any of you want to play some non-copyrighted calm music, oh snap. Oh, no, I don't think there was anything crazy in there. Oh, yes, there was. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take this live stream down later, but that's totally fine. Anyway, let's go ahead. It's the wrong one. So if you haven't ever used Google Sheets, here you go. I mean, for me, I normally use it on a daily basis, and you'll see why. If you're ever looking to get your certification, which I am in Google Sheets, yes, you can get a certification. Or any, I would say, spreadsheet application. Definitely try doing it. It's worth it, especially when you learn more pro things, so to speak. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is like type in a new spreadsheet. So instead of clicking here, then sheets or drive, then new sheet, like you go here, you type new sheet. All you really have to do is do sheets dot new, right? So sheets dot new will get you to it quite quickly, right? So sheets dot new, and it will pull up a new Google Sheets. You ask yourself, okay, well, where is this Google Sheets stored? The main or the first account that you signed into, regardless of all the other ones that you're signed in, the very first one that was signed into is where it will be saved. So that's something very important. If you're at your job or school and you have this open, make sure that it's the email that it's a save to, because if not, you're going to have to send it and then you're just creating extra work for yourself. So have it in this order. Okay, so we're going to come back to this blank sheet just to give you a reference. Instead, we're going to go ahead and begin working on one of my spreadsheets that I've been working on. It's the scheduling worksheet. All these other ones are affected by this. They're dynamic schedule making sheets. Here. Yeah, if we So the first thing that'll pop up is the welcome to the online volunteer schedule version 1.3. So normally you'll have, this welcome message, you can move it around, blah, blah. But the most important thing is to have, any administrator who's coming into this document to be acknowledged by this greeting page, and that by clicking OK, they understand that they've read everything on this front page. So if there's any important events or things that need to be noted, it would more than likely be on this intro notification pop-up. Okay, so we click OK. To just give you guys some background, this is exclusively for whoever's going to be watching this in the next 3 days. I'll be more than likely taking it down, but that's neither here nor there. Let me actually copy this URL. Anywho, guess I've got 0 viewers down. So we've got 4 tabs here. Not 4, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 of them are actually, the interactive ones. Right now, I'm currently working on this first tab over here, and it's called Creator Space. Creator Space is where a person would input the data. It wouldn't matter how this sheet looks, because we're not printing from here. We're just making sure the data is properly inputted into this sheet, which then I'm working on to just connecting it, which is equal to this cell, this cell, this cell. So I can do the whole row, but this one is pretty. And you'd be able to print. This is locked. Yeah, I have access to it, which allows for all the other admins to print without affecting this sheet, which allows them to have a consistent sheet every single time. So go ahead and leave a comment if you want to see the actual formulas, and if you want me to show you what these formulas mean. They're actually not as hard as you think they are, and they're super useful in your everyday life. Let's say making something, budgeting something, trying to create more ideas, sort your ideas, organize your ideas. They're all, it's all possible in a spreadsheet. Obviously, if you have a program, it's way better, but this is more widely accessible, easy to pick up for beginners. Okay, so let's say, for example, right, I've created it in such a manner. Okay, so the building is open, well, it was open from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., right? That's from open to close, and it would be an hourly change for each shift, right? So from 9 to 10 a.m. would have 1 shift. So you'd be at, let's say, location 1, right? This is not an actual location at the science center, but for time's sake, let's just say that this is location, right? And then over here you'd have location 2, right? And then you'd have location 3, right? And so forth and so on. And then let's say that on the schedule we don't have a location that needs 2 people, or we don't have a spot that needs 2 people and in the building, which means that every other, and we want to follow that every other volunteer should not be in the same spot, obviously. So then, how would you make this represent that? You just say location 3, then location 1, location 2. Simple, right? And then you'd say location 2, location 3, and location 1. Now, you would have noticed that if I were to have had put location 2 here, we would have 1, 2, 3, then we'd have 2, 3, 1, and then we'd have, oh, it's supposed to be 2, but I put that there. And then we'd have, yeah, 1, 2, 3, the 2 is here. We'd have 2, 3, 1. No. Well, let's take a look at that quickly. We'd have location 1 here, 2, 3, and we'd have 2, 3, 1, and then we have 3, 1, 2. So, I mean, this is not really crazy stuff. I mean, this is just something picky. If you wanted to follow in order like this, you could. But, again, that's not important. That's just to show you that we'd want every volunteer to be at one spot at a given time. If we need to switch it up, or if you need more than one, then there's an exception, and you have to abide by that exception. It just continues on and on and on and on. So, what happens when this entire thing is full? Let's just quickly zoom back out. So let's assume that this whole thing is full. Right? How would we, and it's all different spots, blah blah blah. How would we be able to identify, and how already I'm getting a headache from looking at this, how would we be able to quickly identify that exception for a singular volunteer? Right? We just want to make sure that this one volunteer is not at a spot twice if we don't want them to. Right? We just want to quickly identify. Well, you have to test for is duplicates, right? To ask yourself, well, in their shift, whatever their shift is, but normally it'd be from here to here. If you wanted it to be more smarter, you'd identify it from this cell, make this cell or these cells attract to a formula somehow, in some way. But generally speaking, you don't really. Main shift, which we call from 9 to 5, even though some of them could like be from 9:30 to 1. Right? So, nonetheless, we have this, and it is called a dupes test identifier, or confirming dupes or duplicates. So you can see here, if there's an X, that means that there is a duplicate in that row. And you can quickly identify it that way. And you ask yourself, well, where are the dupes? I'm looking at this entire thing, and where are the dupes, right? I'm looking at all this, like, I can't identify it. I need more help, right? And at the moment, we don't have highlighters, which could be an option, which I could include in 2.0. Check the highlight and creator space from So what I just said to myself was that highlighting thing, when this is true, highlight the specific cells, because currently you'd have to another cell, which you'd only be able to see this. And this is the horizontal data solution, or duplicate, which is a duplicated identifier. So we'll identify all the dupes and where they are. The duplicates are all over here. This general region. So from H10 to O21, H10 to O21. Here are where all the duplicates are. Now, a smart schedule would tell you which of these locations match. I'd say these all would match in that manner. You also have the ability to pop in a calendar, but that's obvious. And then if you put in a name here, let's say name 1, name 2, name, it'll automatically format. Put a number next to that volunteer. Dynamic such that if you remove one, the number shifts down all the way, irregardless of cells and spaces in between, and automatically formats accordingly. And then let's say you have name, right? And then name. You can find their shift. Normally what I'd have now is NA and then the most common shifts at the top. And then we'd move down, like you'd have a dash, and you wouldn't use that dash, obviously. It'd just be an identifier. And you'd have the most common scheduled times at the top, and then, you'd move in that manner. But generally speaking, this moves from the least available shift you can possibly create to the fullest shift that you can possibly create. And then the latest shifts you can possibly come in for. And this is what it looks like. This is literally all the times. Unless you want to get more custom, then you type it in. You still have the drop down to say 10, 20, 3. We do it like that. 2, 5, 5:30 or 5:20, right? You'd have that. You wouldn't have the ability to have a custom thing just because there's a formula in here. And we can say, we can put in a blank, right, such that it doesn't affect this, and they can manually put it in for that person, which we can do right now. We can. There's an array formula on this. I think what I'll do is I'll say that, right? And now here we would Oh, because this is pulling. Oh, that's pulling from there. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's valid. Mm-hmm. It's just that this is an it originates. I believe. There we go. So you can have that. Put it in yourself. Call it. You. I don't. Not too sure if it's possible to just have a blank and it pop up. Yeah. See, it doesn't register it. Uh. So the least invasive thing would be like a period, right? And just put the period in, create it, and then you'd have a blank. So that's pretty simple. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little video live stream. The module just shows. So let's say that you'd pull from any of these spots and give you a breakdown. This is more useful for admins, just to have a breakdown. This is the vertical data solution. It would show you what available spots are still left for an independent hour, which is super useful. And then it would show you a breakdown of that here, and then you can count the hours. Right, this is a spot tracker, and how many times that was spotted. Was 1, 2, 3. Well, if there was a person, if it was just the problem here is that you would need to make sure that it was spotted once in the hour. That would be 1 man hour. Or no, actually, because there's 2 people. Yeah, you should be fine with that. Yeah, 2 people. You're not going to diminish the value. That's about it, really, for this. It just gives you an overall tracker. This home button, you click on it, brings you back to, oh, you gotta fix that. Yeah. Okay. Well, no, it should be fine. That shouldn't cause too much of a headache. It's already saved. Target shot. Go home. Yeah, that's pretty much it, really. So if we were over here, we click the home. Yeah. Okay, epic. I didn't even start that. Because I'm so like trying to pump out all this. I don't get paid for this, by the way. I just I got paid for it when I was working for the department. I'm working on it now, so that when we return, last thing we have to worry about is an ineffective schedule. So go back to what matters most. Helping the volunteers with their time. Okay, if you enjoyed what you saw, be sure to hit a like. This will only be up for a few days. I will then remove it after that. Until then, take care.